Back to Becca's by the Bay. I'm Becca. Today I'm going to be doing a part 2 to the Baja Cactus soaps. So I've been making these little mini sunflower cactus soaps with Baja Cactus, and I've made some bigger ones so you can see the difference. I thought these were super cute, but I was working on some different things, and these were some of the little cactuses that I thought would be really cute that I could make like a little flower pot for, but they keep breaking, and so making them without breaking has been kind of quite a challenge for me. So I've given up and I'm going to do something different. So I have some rounded molds here. Now it's not quite flower pot shaped. I know they do sell some flower pot ones, but they're kind of pricey per flower pot. So what I'm going to do is, I thought this was a really good size for these, is I'm going to be doing a faux wood swirl and placing these in there, and then placing some pink salt around the top for like rocks, which I thought would be super cute. So that's my plan, and it's the same recipe I did for the soaps. There we go. I thought about doing more of like a terracotta color with the red Moroccan clay, and here's the red Moroccan clay in another soap I make with the peppermint Hello Kitties, and I just didn't feel like that was going to be a good comparison when I wanted to do, when I wanted to do the pink salt with it. I just dropped one in this oil. Such a goober. I felt like that clashed, so I want to go with more of a contrast. I'm such an uber goober. All right, so that one, let me grab another one. Always have extra when you live. Okay, so here's another one. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Is here's my batter and my recipe. So I'm going to try and fill these up, not quite all the way, so I can, when I push it in, I know it's going to take up some space. So I kind of figured if these are 2 ounces, 1.5 ounces per mold. I hope that works out, and we'll see how that goes. So this was a 8.5 ounce recipe at 30% water discount with a 6% super fat. And I dropped another piece of soap in there that I didn't want in there. Okay, and let's see. So this has the organic coconut oil, the sustainable palm, rice bran oil, the organic cocoa butter, and castor oil. And there's a little bit of, I put powdered goat milk in here because this was kind of a small batch and I wanted to put some organic organic cane sugar to help with bubbles. I need to do some honey. There's some sodium lactate to make it a hard bar. And where's my honey? Honey! So I'm getting down to the end of this one. I have some new bottles. And let's see. Okay, so my color choices for this, since it's going to be a faux wood swirl, is I've pre-mixed some titanium dioxide with some distilled water, and I've been shaking it up to make sure it's, mixed up pretty good. This was the fragrance oil I used from Aztec called Baja Cactus Blossom. It's really, really awesome. And we've got kaolin clay in here. Most of the stuff I get from Nurture just because they have good pricing and I love their colors. Although the colors I found for the wood that worked really well for me were by Crafter's Choice. And here's the colors that I use. I use your activated bamboo charcoal or coconut charcoal, and I use the Egyptian bronze and gingerbread brown. So how that works is I've got half a teaspoon of each. I'm going to pour a little bit of my oils in. Try and mix that up. And then I'm going to put white in the main batter here. So, all right. Let's see if I can mix that up a little bit. This is still just the oils. It's really a small recipe, so sometimes it's easier to do a swirl on a bigger recipe than a smaller one. But since I only have 2 of these, it's going to be a small batch to see how it goes. Woo, you can see it flickering in the air like glitter. Tiny bit more. You don't want a lot of black because it'll be overpowering. Just very little black. Okay, so have everything ready except for my glasses and my goggles. Safety first. These are tinted, but that's okay. They still work. And I'm gonna plug myself in. I forgot to do that. And away we go. So here's my lye water with my organic cane sugar. Again, the goat milk powder was already in here just for convenience sake. My drink out of the way. Tiny batch, very tiny. I've already added my fragrance oil, which is paraben-free and phthalate-free. And then we're just going for something that's a light trace. And okay, so this is how I'm going to do this. Lots of the brown mica, a little bit of the Egypt, tiny bit of black, tiny, mostly brown. And then I'm going to do a small amount of the white by adding my titanium. And I mix this at like a 2-to-1 ratio, so 2 parts of your distilled water to 1 part of your titanium dioxide. You can do 1-to-1, but it will be a little bit thicker. So. And then, sure. Mix that out. So these come out really well. I have a friend who might be ordering these. So we'll see how they come out. See how she likes them. Remember, tiny amount of. So easy to always do too much black, just a tiny amount. So I think I'm going to but I was thinking the other one would work out better if I did like a Clyde slide kind of thing. Oh no, let's see. All right, well, we're just gonna go for it. Okay, so there's the brown. I usually pour it in the center. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Pour it in the center, and then I go along the outer edges, kind of like a 5-point, whatchamacallit. I don't know what it is. It's just something I do. I don't know that I've seen anybody do this. Maybe they have. I don't know what it's called. But it's how I've been doing my in the pot swirls and my faux wood technique. So I'm going to go in the spots where I didn't pour in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I also pour it in the center. I wasn't sure if I just wanted to do all brown and white, how it would look, but the black tends to mix in with it and give you that darker colored look, and I don't want it to be too black, so I'm actually going to add a little bit of titanium, a little bit more. I'm just too nervous about it looking too much like too black. I don't want it to be too black. And that's like more of the color of like stone when you add a little bit of the titanium to that. It also gives it a softer look than if you're going for straight up, you know, crisp black color. So if you want to soften the look of something and do a softer palette, that works out good. And then I usually use, so here's my soap batter, and I do a figure 8, and then I swirl it. That's it. Super simple, because otherwise you're going to over swirl it, and it's not going to come out looking right. All right, so it's going to be a very gentle pour. hoping that I have enough to do this with. Okay, so I have a little bit extra. Not so much extra, but we'll be okay. Probably doesn't matter about how the wood design looks, although I am kind of picky about some things. Make sure all that's in there. And then what you can do, and I probably should have grabbed it already. Ow! There. Where are you? You grab a toothpick. You can get a bamboo stick or a chopstick. And I'm just going to try and see if I can't get this to. Try and clean around the edges. Just try to tap out any air bubbles. And I'll this in the sink. I'm gonna have to probably wait for it to set up a little bit because if I sink these in, I'm afraid they're going to fall right through. So I probably need to let this set up a little bit. And then I'm going to be putting my salt rocks around the top. So that's my design. Maybe I might have wanted a little bit more white to it. I'm glad I didn't put too much black. I think these are going to be pretty cool. I'm excited. Fortunately, this is live, so I don't know when this is going to be set up. toothpick's falling in. How to make it set up faster? There's no way. Only time will tell. And I forgot the honey. That's okay. There's sugar in there, so that'll help. The bubbles. Just brings out the elements of the earth, I think, with the brown and bronze. I'm afraid. It's sinking in too much. So I want it to sink down a little bit. Okay. So there's the sunflower. I've sunk it down probably about a half an inch. And I'm going to be putting my salt around it. I'm going to get a fresh toothpick. Just kind of press them in so that they stay there. And then that way it looks like, you know how when you do like your little cactuses and you put your rocks around it? We'll see how we go. Thinking a little bit. I wasn't sure if the white salt was going to look good on it or not. I have some coarse white salt too. It gives a little bit of a different texture. I'm just looking for color. Making a mess is what I'm doing. That's okay. I like that. All right. Pour some out though. So this is the sea salt that's coarse. And whatever's extra on top will fall off. I'm not going to worry about it. My fingers are kind of big, so if you have small fingers, that probably would work good for you. So I wanted it to look like a little potted cactus, and I think it came out pretty good. This one looks like it sunk in a little bit more than I wanted it to. I think the white salt really helps lighten it up a little bit. So each of these is going to be slightly different as far as the colors on the cactus. Salt can be slightly exfoliating and just really for decoration, so that it gives you the effect like it was a little planted cactus that you potted. These are so cute. We have a small cactus garden here at our urban farm. I've since changed my mind about some of the ones that had growing because they were poking me all the time. I really like the Napolitos, but it's super windy here, and so every time the wind blows and you're out there, all the little tiny cactus hairs like stab you, and it's horrible. And as much as I really like them, they kind of grow here naturally wild over by the seashore, and I can go pick them for free if I want to. So I think that's what I'm going to do because I don't like going out in my yard and getting stabbed by the little cactus hairs. But we have aloe and some other succulents that are not so much pokey. And we use them in our products. And if you're not feeling well, it works out really good to juice some aloe with like some orange and ginger and garlic, and that usually clears up a cold. So if you guys like them, give it a thumbs up, make a comment below, let me know what you think. I thought these came out super cute. I can't wait to show you guys tomorrow when I unmold them. So not too bad of a two-step process. You're going to make your sunflowers first and then your little pots and stick them in the pots and let them set up and unmold. If you want to give it a little bit of shine, you can always spritz them with some 91% rubbing alcohol, and then that will shine up whatever soap that you have. Usually wait till afterwards, but I think I have some handy. You can just spritz them, and it shines them up, and then they won't be wet like that, but they'll be shiny like that afterwards. And I don't think I want to add any glitter to it. I think I like them just the way they are because cactuses are they're not sparkly. So I really like the look of this. I think that's it. And there they are. There's Baja Cactus, and it's potted and planted, and I wish there was something else I could put in here, but these would have been cute, but I don't think they're actually big enough to give the effect I wanted. I think I would have needed a smaller pot to make it look like I planted something. Although if I had some like this, that would be really fun to do like that, but I don't have a whole lot like that. So maybe I'll do some just for myself later on. And that is it. I hope you guys like this, and any links or information will be down below. You can always check out what's in the shop on Etsy at Becca's by the Bay, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles!